Meanwhile, Sunjin sat on the edge of the bed, his laptop balanced on his knees as he browsed through different travel destinations. After everything Minsu had endured, he felt she deserved something special, a break, a chance to breathe and clear her mind. He knew she had gone through an incredibly difficult childbirth and was now caring for their newborn around the clock. She needed rest, and he wanted to give her that. As he scrolled through options, Minsu walked in, fresh from the shower, her hair still damp. She settled beside him, peering at his screen and asking if he was working. Sunjin turned to her, warmth in his eyes, and asked what she thought about the idea of taking a break. Just the two of them, escaping for a little while. They had weathered one of the toughest storms of their lives and, at the very least, deserved a moment of peace. Minsu smiled at the thought, agreeing softly that it sounded wonderful, but reminded him that the baby was still too young. They couldn't simply leave her behind. Sunjin, slightly disheartened but hopeful, asked if they could bring the baby along, but Minsu shook her head gently and said their daughter was still too little to travel. A trace of disappointment crossed his face as he took her hands in his. He told her how much he wanted to do something for her, how deeply he knew she must be exhausted, not only from the difficult birth, but now from the constant demands of caring for their baby. Minsu squeezed his hands and reassured him that it was all right, promising that they would take that break when the time was right. For now, she said, she had him by her side. And that was enough. His presence, his help, and his love gave her the strength she needed to keep going. Just then, Sunjin's phone rang. Seeing his father's name on the screen, he answered immediately, asking how he was doing and if the vacation with his mother was going well. His father's voice came through, calm and steady, telling him that everything was fine. His mother was slowly beginning to regain her senses and recover. He then informed Sunjin that they had been invited to Arin's welcome celebration but wouldn't be able to attend, and that Sunjin should go on their behalf. Sunjin hesitated, trying to decline politely, but his father insisted. He reminded him that gatherings like these were more than social events. They were business networking opportunities, perfect for strengthening connections that could benefit Tech Bloom. Despite his reluctance, Sunjin agreed, saying he would attend if he could find the time. After ending the call, Minsu, who had been watching him, reassured him that it was fine if he needed to go for business networking. She told him not to worry about her and the baby. She would manage, and the maids would help her if she needed anything. Sunjin looked at her, conflicted. The truth was, the reason he didn't want to attend had nothing to do with business. It was because he didn't want to see Arin again. She was trouble he wished to avoid. He sat there, debating whether he should finally tell Minsu the truth about Arin. He didn't want any secrets between them, no matter how small or harmless they seemed. Just as he opened his mouth to speak, Minsu, now glancing at her phone, looked up and told him that Kim's father was alive, and that Kim's stepmother and stepsister had been arrested for murdering Kim and attempting to kill Kim's father as well. Sunjin, pulled from his thoughts, felt a grim sense of relief. He remarked that it was good Kim had finally received justice, and he hoped it would remind Kim's father not to place blind trust in others or mistreat his own family for the sake of outsiders. Minsu nodded in agreement, adding that the funeral would be held soon. She asked if they should attend, and Sunjin agreed without hesitation, saying it was only right to pay their last respects since Kim had once been her friend. He leaned closer to her, taking her hands again, ready to tell her everything about his past with Arin. He didn't want anything to linger between them, not even old stories that no longer mattered but could breed misunderstandings if hidden. Just as the words were about to leave his mouth, the baby's cry pierced the quiet moment. Minsu immediately rose to her feet, telling him she needed to check on the baby. She slipped out of the room, leaving Sunjin sitting alone with his thoughts. He knew he would have to find another moment, the right moment, to tell her everything. No secrets, no shadows, only the truth between them.